Now we've come to the part of this lesson where we can do some story problems. Now, in order to do story problems with right triangle trig, you need to understand a couple of angles. First, you need to understand that this is the angle of elevation, and this would be your angle of depression. I like to think of it as two parallel lines cut by a transversal, and then the alternate interior angles are your angle of elevation and your angle of depression. It's really important that you understand and remember these vocabulary words, or you won't be able to set up the story problems properly. So we're going to start with a problem about Natalie and her cat. Natalie's cat has climbed up into a tree. Natalie is 36 feet from the trunk of the tree. The angle of elevation as she looks at her cat is 40 degrees. How high is the cat in the tree? So we are going to start with a beautiful picture of Natalie's cat up in the tree. Here's the beautiful picture. So we have the tree, we have the cat. This is the cat. Don't make fun of my art. This is the cat. And this is Natalie down here, looking up at her cat. She's really looking this way. She's smiling at the cat. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set up this problem by thinking about Natalie and her cat, the 40-degree angle. This is the angle. Sorry. This is your angle of elevation. Remember those two parallel lines cut by the transversal? This is your 40 degrees angle of elevation. She's 36 feet from the trunk of the tree, and we need to figure out how high the cat is. Just thinking about your 6 trig functions, if I have this 40 degrees, the x is the opposite, and the 36 is the adjacent. So the function that I'm looking at, opposite over adjacent, is going to be tangent. So the tangent of 40 degrees is equal to x over 36. If I multiply both sides by 36, I get tangent 40 degrees times 36 is equal to x. And now I want to do this on the calculator. Make sure that your calculator is in degree mode when you do this and not in radian mode. If it's in radian mode, you get a totally different answer. So check and make sure that your mode is in degree. And then punch this in your calculator and you get x is about 30.2 feet. So that's how high the cat is. Our next example is about Ryan. Ryan is riding in a hot air balloon. The balloon is 80 feet off the ground. He looks down at his mom at an angle of depression, 69 degrees. How far apart are Ryan and his mom? Now remember, when we have our angle of elevation, angle of depression, if the transversal is like this would be my angle of depression. If the transversal is angled this way, I'm looking at this as my angle of depression. So let's do a picture. Here is Ryan. Here is his mom. He's in his hot air balloon. He's 80 feet above ground. This makes a right triangle. And the angle of depression as he's looking down is 69 degrees. So this is 69 degrees. And we need to figure out how far away is his mom from Ryan. So this is x. Now, if this is 69 degrees, I know that this angle is complementary to the 69, so it must be 21. So what I'm really going to be looking at is this 21 degrees, and this is my right triangle. I don't need to calculate this degree. It would be 69 for a couple of reasons. One, the two acute angles in a right triangle have to add up to 90, and also if I have these two parallel lines, alternate interior angles would be congruent. So anyways, what I'm looking for is x. According to the 21 degrees, x is my hypotenuse. Actually, according to the 69 degrees, x is the hypotenuse because the hypotenuse is always opposite your right angle. According to the 21 degrees, 80 is my adjacent. So I'm looking at the ratio that would be adjacent over hypotenuse, which is my cosine. So the cosine of 21 degrees is equal to 80 over x. So x is equal to 80 over the cosine of 21. Again, put this in your calculator, make sure that you are in degree mode, and you will get x is approximately 85.7 feet. So Ryan's mom is about 85.7 feet away from him.